let's swap soundtracks because this one got too dubsteppy. I haven't listened to this one before, and it's way too dubsteppy. Let's find something a little bit better. Let's find something a little bit better. Ooh, this is a good one. Let's do Dust Force. A game that I feel like everybody's forgotten about. Two to 3 years old from the shelter? Good. So what kind of dog is it? But yeah, no, this is a game by a Polish studio that I'm wearing the shirt of, and they seem like a bunch of cool guys, and I hope that the game turns out as good as the PAX demo plays, because I'm very much a fan of the way the PAX demo plays, and it's been fun kind of seeing it at 3 different PAXs now, because first one it was okay but kind of janky. Second one it got a lot better, and they just like redid all of the UI in the time that I saw them. So hopefully when it's out in about a year, it'll be really cool. And they gave me this shirt just because I walked up to them and was like, yeah, I played your first game ever. Also, I played your Half-Life mod. And they were like, I'm sorry, what? I just showed it on stream. It's called The Rift Breaker. R3M. It's called The Rift Breaker. Their pitch for it was, what if someone made an action RPG where you're in a mech in a resource gathering large map where you have to kind of go around and gather resources and use those resources to build up parts of your base, set up production lines, produce ammunition for your guns and for your turrets, and defend the rift so that you can get the resources off the planet and back home, and then fight all the local wildlife. It looks kind of like a more combat-focused Factorio, in a way. Minus all of the conveyor belts. It looks cool. Alright, so. For those of you who missed yesterday, we actually started a new fort yesterday. Because our other one got literally completely killed. So we're starting a new fortress called Brassnations. Now, Brassnations is in a very similar spot. The faction that we're in is in a constant flux of civil war. I'm pretty sure every single one of the dwarven states that are left are at war with all of their others. The other dwarven faction on the map is also at war with us. Or at least at war with the capital, I think. They were. I'm not sure if they still are. I hope they aren't. I'm assuming they are. So essentially, we're at war with all dwarves on the map. We're within like a 20-minute walk from the Necromancer Tower. And the only dwarves that we're getting in migrant waves are haggard and stressed out. So this fortress isn't going to last very long, probably. The plan for today, most likely, is we'll play this for a little bit until things start getting bad. Once things start getting bad, I'm going to do one of two things, and I'm going to kind of leave it up in the air for right now. Either going to generate a new world, or we will... Hold on a second. So then at that point we will either generate a new world or join the other faction, which is quite well set up. The problem with joining the other faction, though, would be at that point we have to deal with, you know, kind of having an overwhelmingly strong faction, which is, I guess, less exciting. So someone just like pointed something out about my tutorial that I put up yesterday. and claim that one of the things I stated would be in the description was not, and it totally is in the description, so I don't know what he's talking about. Enlisty Bert, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. What's exciting? I guess. I don't know. I might just generate a new world so we can have multiple dwarven factions. It's nice to have more than 2. Because the current world only has 2 dwarven factions, it makes things kind of... not dull. Dull's the wrong word. Less interesting than they could be. How's that? So I guess the only appropriate thing to do is this. Yeah, basically I want more than 2 dwarven factions. I think I might just gen up a medium world and roll with that. Or even gen up a large world and roll with that. See what we get. Something big and exciting. Somewhere we can stay for a while. The problem with genning up a large world is it would take forever. So here's kind of our status, right? We already have 13 dwarves. We've had 1 migrant wave. Every single one of the migrants that came in on the first wave is super duper depressed. So this is where I say, hey, Honorable, if you don't know anything about Dwarf Fortress, please tell me now, so we can do a quick overview. Regardless, we're going to do kind of a look at the new fort. So this is what we did yesterday evening. I've kind of nestled this into this side of a mountain. There are some trees down to the bottom of the mountain, but the actual mountain itself has no trees. There is some exposed ores down at the bottom, which we need to go get. Although I kind of want to work on the tower a little bit more before we actually go do that and get some forges up and running. But we have bedrooms. We have a makeshift hospital up there on the top left, which is where the dwarf is lying on the floor, I think. We have the beginnings of our tavern. We called the tavern the Nets of Mold, because one of our dwarves is, in my opinion, this fortress's hero. One of the dwarves from our previous fort, Userun, is this fortress's hero. And we put up this detailed wall here, which I think is very interesting, which is engraved on this wall is an exceptionally designed image of Doran, Limboards, the dwarf, and Userun, our hero. Handle Rims, the cradled moss of rot. So essentially this is a piece of artwork of Userun murdering another dwarf who was invading our last fortress, Staff Diamond. Now, the dwarf that our dwarf is striking down was a recruit as part of a 9-recruit squad that was sent to, I guess, liberate our fortress, which didn't go so well for those recruits. They got annihilated. And I kind of think of this fortress as a kind of a similar thing. So we'll see what we can do, see how long we can last. If we can pull it off, I think this fortress could be quite cool. If we can't pull it off, then it'll suck. So down beneath this is where the fortress ends. We just have this little stockpile, kind of open area down here. There isn't too much going on. We're just kind of clearing out boulders. I do have these 2 chairs here, which are assigned as offices for our manager and bookkeeper. We have turkeys over here that are laying quite a few eggs, although at some point I need to start forbidding some of the eggs so that the turkeys can, actually have eggs instead of us just cooking them, which is currently what's happening. Took too long to save? Yeah. No, I understand that. I had some large worlds in the past, and they took forever to save. It was like a 10-minute save. By the end of it, like, I had a 350-year-old large world at one point. Took a really long time to save. Like I said, we might also just jump onto the other dwarven faction after this. But at the same time, it's only 2. If we do jump into the other dwarven faction, because they're at war with so many people, we might just start attacking people and see what happens. Alright, so I kind of want some war dogs. So I'm actually just going to pasture. No, not pit pod. Pen pasture. Let's just say Both of our adult dogs. What do I have for animals? I do have a bunch of puppies. Okay, so I can't geld them yet. But I can war train them. I'm just kind of hoping I have an animal trainer. If I don't, then I'll assign somebody. Maybe got to give it to our peasant who doesn't like working hard. I would think somebody who's lazy and doesn't like working too much would like taming animals. Maybe. Actually, here's the funny thing. How are you doing over here? Annoyed after having a drink without a goblet or cup. Aggravated after dwelling upon being forced to talk to somebody. Annoying. I've never seen that. She was aggravated dwelling upon being forced to talk to somebody annoying. And she was frustrated after being unable to be extravagant. She felt sympathy remembering bringing somebody to rest in bed. She did feel ferocity reliving being attacked. That is interesting. I've never seen a dwarf get frustrated because they had to speak with somebody that was annoying. So I do actually have 3 unnamed dwarves. So if there's anybody in the chat right now that would like a dwarf and would like to be named after a dwarf, please do let me know. And we'll see what we can get done. Belag, do you have a dwarf yet? I don't think you do. We'll give you the depressed gem cutter. Apparently you're uneasy after the lack of decent meals. Uneasy after being unable to be extravagant. Mighty. Personally sees those that attempt to maintain a dignified and proper behavior as vain and offensive. Strongly believes that a peaceful and ordered society without a deceit is best. Values family and finds those that deny their impulses somewhat stiff. Dreams of creating a great work of art, and this dream was realized. 83 years old. Born in the year of 191. Did you have a dwarf in this one, Cold Ashes? I feel like you did. Yeah, you have a dwarf in this one, so nobody's died in this fortress yet. Yet. I expect that to change today. So you make masterfully cut gems. You are already cutting all of the gems in the fortress itself. Do you have any relations in the fortress? You have 2 deities. Okay, we should probably get onto that. Can you has a dwarf? Probably. 2 seconds. Unless you already have one. So let's look at this one a little bit more. He is loaded. He has What does that mean? He has loaded a tall body with... Oh, I see. He has loaded a tall body with incredible muscles. His sideburns are clean shaven, and his very long mustache is neatly combed. He likes copper blue garnet, pig leather, the color brass, warhammers, shields, slabs, goats for their eating habits, and short fin mako sharks for their speed, cabbages for their taste, and the sound of lavender drums. When possible, he prefers to consume pomegranate wine and Knaf seed oil. Hey, Zook. Will I do Twitch Sings? I don't get paid enough to do Twitch Sings. Also, I'm sick. So... that's part of why my voice sounds like this right now. Alright. Yeah, Turtle Bear doesn't have anything, so I don't know if I really want to name... Okay, I'm just gonna warn you right now. Between Listybert and Turtle Bear, can you two tell me, who would prefer to have the tantruming nutcase? Yeah, I'm not very... The problem that I have with Twitch Sings isn't the idea of karaoke. It's just, I don't like any of the music they have on there. You're fine with it? All right. So you actually have kills. You killed a dwarf in the year 258. Interesting. That's before you got here. Edzul Daggershove, the dwarf. And she is frustrated after lack of abstract thinking. Feels lonely after being away from friends. She's frustrated after an argument. Within the last season, she was angry upon dwelling into getting into a fight. She is married to our manager. She's 81 years old, incredibly tough. She personally views tranquility as one of the highest ideals and thinks it is of the utmost importance to present a bold face and never grouse or complain, or even show emotion. Finds maintaining decorum silly and a fumbling waste of time. Finds romance distasteful and does not care about fairness. And she dreams of mastering a skill. Yeah, no, that's the main problem I have with Twitch things. It's just not my type of music. I've looked at it before. It's just not the kind of music I would want to sing. So it just wouldn't be fun for me. Alright, so we're going to make a little stockpile up here. It's just going to be for everything but seeds. And hopefully prepared food as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to make barrels. Also, I still need to name Listy Bert. So let's just get those going. Because we're making drinks from plants. We're also beginning to make those mugs, finally. And now our manager, who is married to the tantruming nutcase, is going to be Listy. He feels restless after being able... He feels restless after being able to rest and recuperate. Interesting. He is worried after a lack of decent meals for too long. Well, we're hopefully going to fix that. Personally strongly believes that a peaceful and ordered society without deceit is best. Does not care about family, one way or another, and doesn't particularly respect commerce. Dreams of mastering a skill. He's married to Turtle Bear. He's a citizen of the Arrow of Cruxes, a member of the Banner of Walls, and a former member of the Uncertain Slaves. And he was a member of the and he is the manager of the Banner of Walls, who somehow we're at war with because we're in a constant civil war. He feels strong urges and seeks short-term rewards and dislikes receiving advice and preferring to keep his own counsel. He prefers everyone to live harmoniously and as harmoniously as possible, and he does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity. There we go. It kind of begins. Still getting seeds put away. Everything's still just kind of getting set up in this fortress. Still very, very, very new. So this up here is our expedition leader, who is notoriously lazy. So I think it would be fitting to make our notoriously lazy expedition leader in charge of animal training. So basically, takes care of the dogs while everybody else works. Because I kind of need some more dogs, I think. Or at the very least, I feel like I need more dogs. What do we have for gems currently? Because I know I was mining some gems. Rough golden barrels. Okay, so let's do this. Golden. That was 18 that I had, so let's do 15. So how's everybody's Tuesday been? I hope everybody's week's been good so far. I just kind of have this awkward halfway cold, which is more annoying than anything. It's been kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, I'm going to be honest. I just realized I kind of screwed this up. So we're, at least from the way that I wanted to do stairs, so we're just going to cut this out and cut this out. Which shouldn't be too difficult to get fixed. And then from here forward, we can start building flooring. Apparently I don't actually have enough marble blocks for this. Go figure. This is gonna take a lot of marble blocks. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of mining. But it'll be pretty cool if we can get it done. Because I kind of want to move most of my crafting and stuff up here. Yeah, I ran out of marble blocks. That's basically all I got. I'm pretty happy with the reception on the video that we put up on YouTube yesterday. A little how-to tutorial for Dwarf Fortress. Pretty happy with the response to it. There was a little bit of critical feedback, which is all fair, I think. Things like I talk too fast, but that's pretty common for just my videos in general. Streamer, you talk too fast. Yeah, I know. It's funny when I do YouTube, I kind of have this almost manic pace that most of my videos end up taking. When I do like live stream stuff, everything is a lot slower. I don't know why that is. I guess it's just like I feel that my things need to be quick and to the point. Whether that's a positive or a negative. Oh shit! I have a water buffalo calf. Yeah, I saw you follow me last night. Like, or this morning, I guess? 3 hours ago? Hey, hi, hello. Welcome from the realm of YouTube. We have a tantrum. Turtle Bear's tantruming. I'm assuming you're committing vandalism? That's just my assumption. I like your name, Cryo Shakespeare. It's a good name. Soup? I mean, I could go for some soup. Like a ramen would be good. Ramen would be pretty nice, actually. Oh, you didn't know how to get that? Yeah. Well, I mean, you have it now. If you found that video helpful, that's fantastic. It's very similar to a lot of other videos that a lot of other people have made in the past, but I mostly did it because I had a few people kind of ask me to. So, and kind of the way I work when it comes to this sort of stuff is, if enough people to bug me to do it, eventually I'll do it. So, enough people bugged me to do it, so eventually I did it. Dude, ramen always sounds fantastic. And it's never quite as good as you want it to be. Unless you're willing to go to that one place that always has way too many lines. We need drink-producing plants. I do have 67 drink right now. Really? Am I out of... I guess I must have used all my plump helmets up. Or maybe they ate the last ones. I know I still have seeds because they're still planted. We also have plenty of prepared meals. 27, in fact. Yeah, we're all the way out of... Oh, no, we still have 7 plump helmets. Dude, we have 7 plump helmets. Why are you... Are they rotten or something? Maybe they're still growing. Probably not. They're probably just in a barrel. Just not gonna worry too much about it. But yeah, welcome to the streams, Cryo. We're here way too much. Today's gonna be a shorter one, though, because I'm not feeling so well. Actually, when I was making that video, I was coming down kind of with a cold. I still kind of have it, and I just have like this awful fatigue, and I didn't sleep particularly well last night because of it. So I need to end a little bit earlier tonight rather than going like 10 hours. I think we're gonna go for like 6. I really hope that that was B-Lug cutting those. At least you felt satisfied at work. So next thing I think we need to do is we need to start making temples. But in order to do that, Are we actually just like auto making blocks? I think we are. Yeah, okay, so I do just have a job set on that just to repeat. Well, I got plenty of blocks, so I guess we can just keep repeating that job. It's weird making kind of a sort of outdoor-ish fort. It's the first thing that happens whenever I start a new fortress. Cryo. It's always just, I don't know what I'm gonna do because there's a billion options. There's 55 billion options and I don't know which one is a good one. Also, from the looks of things, I got war dogs now, which is good. Okay, so there is ore that we need down here. Right there. That's what we need. And right there, even. There's also gold and a few other things down here. So, I have a few options. No, I can guarantee you're definitely not the only one. Like, I had a discussion with somebody about Dwarf Fortress ages ago, although I do that every day these days, which was Dwarf Fortress is a much faster game than a lot of other games in the subgenre, because a lot of other games like this force you to research things. Dwarf Fortress just gives you everything from the get-go, which means, on one hand, okay, you have a lot more options in Dwarf Fortress, but on the other hand, it also makes the game a lot harder to learn, because instead of getting everything in a gradual, like, kind of slant, you get everything all at once. So... it's like, imagine playing like Civilization, but you have all of the technologies on day one. It's just like, most strategy games have like a curve of knowledge that you obtain, whereas Dwarf Fortress just gives you everything. So I heard you like Dwarf Fortress. Here, have all of it all at once. So I could maybe dig underneath into it, but you know, I think I'm actually going to do it that way. We're going to dig down and into it. So let's just dig another stairwell down here. So it's just going to be downstairs. Just going to do a set of downstairs. So are you new to Dwarf Fortress, Cryo? Or... okay, so then that'll be one upstairs right there. And then this in the middle can be up downstairs. Because if you're new and you need help with things, feel free to ask questions. So I'm actually starting to get to a point now where I feel like I can answer questions about Dwarf Fortress and not feel like I'm just like glancing at a wiki and going, yeah, I think I know what I'm talking about. What happened to the old fortress? They all died. Like, literally, it's that simple. They are all dead. Ah, gotcha. You've just gotten surprisingly little done. Yeah, that's fair. What's some of the more exciting things you've gotten done then, if you've gotten surprisingly little done? But yeah, so essentially, madam, we're down here now in Brassnations. So you remember how Staff Diamond only had, let's just say, 24 dwarves-ish due to no migrants? Well, what happens when those 24 dwarves get invaded by 170 goblins? I try to finish up my trap. doesn't get done because work was slow, and we all died. Like literally every single dwarf in that fortress died. I think you were like one of the last 2 alive, actually. It'll all be exported onto YouTube if you give it 2 days, or the VOD is up on Twitch right now. When I was done streaming last night, I just kind of like immediately got up from my computer and went to my parents' house. So I didn't get to export or edit anything or highlight anything on Twitch last night. So I'll do that when I finish stream today. Yeah, a vampire fighter was basically invincible. Yeah, it sounds like vampire fighters. You hope you'll get a dancer this time? I'll have to recruit a performance troupe. Right now, we don't even have any visitors allowed, so... So this might actually be where we end up putting our temples. Might be. Because we're gonna need temples somewhere. Wondering how much a fall would hurt him. And oh, really? You legitimately didn't realize you jumped into a volcano. So you had the Tekken ending. Well, that's a pretty good way to go, honestly. As far as like a method of suicide, that's pretty quality. So have you ever watched much Dwarf Fortress aside from like just Krug Smash, seemingly? Because my whole kind of mission is to convince people that streaming Dwarf Fortress is a cool thing to do and fun to watch. That's kind of my whole mission. That's why I'm doing stuff on YouTube. That's why I'm doing this. The YouTube stuff is kind of a side mission for me, if you will. It's way too straight. It's way too uninteresting looking. Let's try and get a little curve in that. Oopsies. I haven't built a little mountain fort in a while. But please, a dancer? Okay. I'll see what I can do, madam. It's really fun with me, at least. I try. We made 30 wooden barrels. Hopefully those have all been evenly distributed. Well, actually, I should go down here and remove food from here. That'll help, actually. You've checked out Dwarf Fortress a few times? Gotcha. See what I mean by I'm getting sick? Jesus Christ. Well, I do this for a living, so I stream full-time, and I've streamed full-time for years on various games and genres and different parts of Twitch. Hold on a second. Are dwarves cheering up? Because if we can sort some moods out, it is highly likely that we can potentially... It is highly likely that we can potentially survive for a little bit longer than just today. If we can cheer our dwarves up. Because if we can get up to about 40 dwarves, we can do interesting stuff. But yeah, no, streaming Dwarf Fortress has been a bit of a grind, I think, is maybe the easier way to put it. But the whole goal for me is to kind of help bring Dwarf Fortress to Twitch, which is difficult, and I need to sneeze again. And so far, I think I've been doing a pretty good job of it. Just ask Blog how dead this directory was before I started streaming this game actively. If you find the part of the screen where the mouse registers, yeah, I probably could. Yeah, actually, no. Let's just try this a little bit. That will never not be weird. That this game actually has some mouse support by default. That will never not freak me out a little bit. I mean, your best bet is to just kind of ask questions as they come up, right? Because, like, any tips, press enter when it tells you to. Read the tooltips, I think is probably the best bet. There's this. That's kind of your things you need to do in order guide. Turtle Bear is tantruming. Uh-oh, I see blood on the ground. Oh, you attacked the faction lead. Oh, hold on. Are you in a... I need a bigger hospital, don't I? Yep, I need a bigger hospital. But yeah, no, the DF Wiki is probably your home. But as far as asking questions in chat go, we can do that too if you have specific questions. Oh, we're getting attacked by Kias. Fantastic. I just saw Greed appear for a second. We're getting dive bombed by Kias. Hold on. 2 seconds, guys. I need to get some water. Having like a mild cold is the worst. It's like not annoying enough to stop me from actually working, but annoying enough to be bloody annoying. All right, so we're going to construct some upstairs. I need to get this ceiling area filled in so these Kias stop. Because otherwise we're actually going to have some serious problems, because Kias are annoying as hell. Kias are actually annoying as hell. And I really need a bigger hospital, so we're going to do that down here. We're going to make beds. Oh, I got a few extras. That's nice. Okay, let's do 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully I don't need that many. You want a dwarf name that charges the underworld of fun. I've never done that on stream. I've never been geared up enough. I've found it. But I'm always scared because I feel like if I did open up the underworld, I would immediately seal it off. If I did immediately seal it off, then... well... that's not really charging the underworld. And also, because then you release the fun that's down there, it's possible that you can destroy your frame rate by doing that. So I don't really want to do that. Do I have tables? Yes, I do. Let's just... traction bench. Let's just make 1. And then I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna remove this from the hospital and hopefully they'll just immediately move them. Yeah, exactly. Well, of course they're scary, but like, they're not that scary. They're really not. They're no scarier than goblins or something else that ends your life. Alright, so Chief Medical Dwarf. You're currently harvesting plants. You're actually going to be put on everything, actually. Because apparently you weren't. I thought you were. But at least you're going to go get to work. As you should. What, the really, really small fortresses? Yeah. Those are neat. I might do one of those at some point for fun. We have struck Sardonyx. Sardonyx sounds like a Pokemon. Seriously. At least we found lots of gems. It's something. What's your dwarf's job? That's a good question. You're a planter. And currently you are, where are you right now? How come it jumped to you and it jumped to the... Huh. Is there two dwarves resting in the same bed? Okay, I'm confused. Oh, never mind, it is you. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you're like quite injured right now. You have a fractured foot. Apparently you're very flimsy and quick to tire. So that would do it. Yeah, probably broken by the Kia, or alternatively one of Turtle Bear's tantrums. Need empty bucket. I should just make like 4 more empty buckets. Bucket! Wood. 5. I love how I always make more than I say. I'm like, I'm gonna make 2 more of these things. I make 5. Every single time. I'm telling you. I need to bring a well down here. Something else we need to do. I might just like pump water into a reservoir or something. Some migrants have arrived and they're also depressed from the look of things. We got Tekid, who's a weaver. What looks like a gravely injured G Panta. Can't tell if she's depressed though. Yep, probably is. Oh damn, some dwarves that aren't depressed. An engraver and fishy poos. A lot of these are named dwarves from previous forts. Who are you? There's G Panta incoming. You are depressed. So what are we up to now? 18. Okay. So are they still sending dwarves in? No, I think that's it. Need cloth. Oh, that's great. Cancels Dress's wound. Needs cloth. Well, Let's just build ourselves a farmer's workshop. Kind of like right here. Which I will need anyway. Actually, no, we'll put it down here. Because this is a better spot for it. I'm assuming someone will do that pretty quickly. Did they actually get that traction bench done? Yeah, it looks like they did. Okay, so we're also constructing a traction bench. I'm just doing everything right now. Sorry if things are going a little bit on the quick side right now, but everything is getting done right now. Okay, so Lady Mal over here, who was one of the recent migrants, we're going to take you off of furnace operating for right now, and I'm actually going to put you farming related Cool, you're on plant processing, which means you'll probably, once you're done planting seeds, go do the thing that I actually need you to do. Also, good investment, Turtle Bear. I somehow totally missed that. It's a bit of a lurky start to the stream, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a thing that we haven't done in a little while, just because there are some new faces here. If you're here for the first time... Really? We're giving birth to infants now. Well, Lady Mal gave birth to a girl, so yay. And there was great rejoicing. Just type in the word beer. No exclamation points or anything, just the word beer. Let's see how many beers we can get. I just want to know how many people are listening to the stream right now. Because sometimes as a broadcaster, when things get a little lurky, it starts to feel like there's nobody listening, so... This is just kind of my way of going, who's out there right now? And it's much appreciated. That's not bad, Turtle. It's not bad at all. Oh, looks like we got fish coming in, too. We should make a fishery. I don't normally like using fisheries, but we're going to. Because fisher dwarves are super vulnerable to just getting immediately attacked and killed. Which kind of sucks, so you kind of got to be really careful. We need some splints. Splint, wood, 5. And let's just say crutch. Crutch, wood, 5. Yeah, we're making a lot of wine, probably. I actually had a wine emote for a little bit there. It was called Crypt Wine, but we swapped it out for the beer emote because I haven't unlocked any more emotes. One day I hope we'll, maybe in the far-flung future, we'll unlock more emotes. In the far-flung future. Oh, wow, we've got another buffalo calf. Can you shear buffalo? I don't actually know. Let's find out. Shear animal. Let's see if we can shear animals. No creature that we can shear. Okay, so I guess we can't shear buffalo. How many... I need to check my plants. I hope we have some. Pigtails, 3. Process plants, 3. So job will get set up to go. We're bringing crutches down and splints down. I think honestly, there's a long, like there's some, I've seen some people do it, Shakespeare. But I think that we have a long way to go before this directory is busy enough for that to work. Not that the people who aren't streaming this game aren't cool or anything. It's just, I think that there's still a ways to go. Because everybody needs to grow a little bit, I think, in order for that to work. Keat, a bunny. I've got a G running around. What was that? I didn't actually see it. Alright, I've got a turkey egg up here in the nest box. So let's actually do this, and we're just going to forbid those so that they don't get cooked. Instead get made into food. Or instead of getting made into food, they get made into more turkeys. Let's see how you're doing over here. Furnace operator's okay. Alright, so this dwarf is a little stressed out, but cryo... Don't want to, like, misspell your name, but Cryo Shakespeare You're now in the fortress. Currently, you're satisfied while yelling at somebody in charge. Uneasy for a lot of reasons. Bored for other reasons. You want to practice a craft. Well, what is a craft I can give you right now? You have weaving. We're gonna give you stone crafting and we're gonna make another Craft Dwarf's workshop. Let's see, what else can I put you on? Weaving. We'll also put you on clothes making, I think. Not mass producing mugs, but we are gonna produce some mugs. Also, I've probably found a lot of gems in our time underground, so let's check that. Rough gems. Not as many as I'd thought. Hold on. Hematite. So hematite, let's just double check. It's the ore of iron. So we have iron. We're just gonna automate a bunch of stuff down here. Automate all that. Automate this. Don't quite want to automate that. I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a wall right here. And then I'll dig that out. Lead or platinum wheelbarrows? That sounds a little redundant. I hate to break it to you. Just ever so slightly redundant. But I like the style. And I respect the style. Does anybody else want a dwarf? We do have a few extra dwarves. Still. Turtle Bear is throwing a tantrum again. The most notorious tantrum dwarf. Constantly tantruming. And Akia's stolen some blocks. The only dwarf still in hospital, from the looks of things, is Cold Ashes still. But it looks like we're fixing him up slowly. Did he just stand up? Shit, he did. Cold Ashes is back up. Are you using a crutch or anything? Yeah, he's using a crutch. He's got a splint. Must have been a broken leg. Round of applause for Cold Ashes getting back up. Get back to work, Dwarf. Alright, great. We've got more wounded. And it's Turtle Bear's doing. I don't want to expel Turtle Bear, though, because we'll have to send him out with 3 separate dwarves. Like, the number of dwarves I'll have to get rid of is, like, not worth it. They're trying to make a stone nest. I think Kias are just assholes. That's my logical thought there, is that they're just assholes. Horrible, horrible creatures. So clearly, the only thing that we can do is lock them out. We're gonna make some of it out of just straight boulders. Most of it's not, though. If you could, like, figure out some way of propelling it in regards to the wheelbarrow. that point, why don't you just make a really large dumping pile and dump a whole bunch of gold bars on top of a bridge on 1Z level above, and then have the person in the throne room pull a lever, and then they all just fall? Oh, you meant gold minecart. Okay. I was gonna say wheelbarrow. Not gonna do much. Minecart, yes, that would. Can confirm. That would indeed do a lot. Let's make us a stone pile. Probably like right here for right now. It's not gonna be super practical, but... On the topic of wheelbarrows, we're gonna make us some 4 wheelbarrows-ish, so we can transport stone easier. It's possible to accidentally flack the dining room with rock. Yeah. I mean... Yeah. It's like, I had to think about that for a second, but just, yeah. We added minecart shotguns. There was a pretty good question asked at the Dwarf Fortress panel at PAX, which was, how do you feel about the knowledge that there is, Atom Smashers in the game, and do you believe that they are a canon portion of the game? Or just some player-made creation? And he says, I believe that you can have whatever you want in your individual world, but in my world, I will not have Atom Smashers. Although they also did say that they found the people making computers in the game more interesting than people breaking stuff with bridges. Yeah, no, my throat feels a lot more inflamed today. It's kind of unpleasant, really. Gonna be honest. Am I really? Oh no, I'm not running out of marble. I was like, am I really running out of marble? There's no way I'm running out of marble. All right. With a lot of switches. I haven't done it. I don't know how. I just know it's possible. Like, for example, someone made a functional, playable Space Invaders in Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, vampires help. Because then it isn't a computer with a time limit. It's an infinite computer at that point. But it's very similar to the way you make computers in Minecraft. What am I doing here? That's what I need. It's very similar to the... We're trying to get our forges set up. Just a small forge. It's very similar to the way that you make a computer in Minecraft. Also, Petrolski. It's good to see you. Yep, they involve a lot of things. Computers in Dwarf Fortress are a little bit ridiculous. But then again, let's be honest, computers in almost any game are a little bit ridiculous. So you mentioned that you had a new job, Petrolski. Can I ask what you've been doing recently? So your dwarf is actually quite depressed, unfortunately. But you're dwelling upon having a drink without using a goblet cup or mug. We'll have to fix that. And we'll have to put you to work. She personally greatly respects those that observe decorum and maintain their dignity, and finds ideas of independence and freedom somewhat foolish. Finds those that develop skill with weapons and fighting distasteful, and finds introspection to be a waste of time. Likes Kulanite, Billion, Tapazolite, two-legged rhino lizard horn. Two-legged rhino lizard horn. White stork bone. Rammy paper, gems, bucklers, scepters, horses for their strength, and fisher berries for their round shape, and the words of the scholarly flute. So when possible, you prefer to consume monarch butterfly and white spotted flutes. I don't know how on earth you'd really get any form of sustenance out of eating butterflies, but you know, I'm not gonna judge it. I just hope that No Clip manages to make some sort of Dwarf Fortress set of videos, because that would be really cool. Let's make 40 charcoal. And then let's also make a smelter right here, right next to this thing. Butterfly butter? I guess so. I guess it would have to be something like that now, wouldn't it, Cryo? Oh, Jesus. Man, they've done good work down here. Maybe a little bit better than I expected. Let's just run some marble down here. Yeah, we found ourselves a lot of ore. Maybe not a lot, but like enough that we can do some stuff with iron. Really? The habitual? That's interesting. That's Kibs and Britches. Oh shit, Squiggly got a little bit happier. Squiggly is no longer a flashing down red arrow. That's good. That's good. Dwarf rehabilitation is a go. Yeah, right now our main mission is to do two things. Rehabilitate the dwarves we have and make the most of them. That is our current mission. Because the only dwarves we're getting are super depressed dwarves from old forts. So we'll see how long we can last. Kukraw's throwing another tantrum. What's up here? Did you jump down? Well, at the very least, we have some dancing. Oh, that's funny. Our expedition leader is singing. Man, I really wish I could have guests in the fort, but like minimal guests, you know? Like, I wish I could have like, oh, one performance group type thing. Okay, so I do still have some free beds that have not been claimed. Which means everybody has beds. We also have multiple couples, so children are actually a possibility. You lead kids through the forest, build wood huts. Oh, really? You love it together with the anti-depression pills? Yeah. Oh, that sounds awesome, dude. Sounds like a whole lot of fun. Sounds like stuff I used to do in Scouts. What type of wood is... Or not wood. Oh, it's talc. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm actually going to automate this as well. Because we've obviously got a bit of a vein there, too. Or, like, we cut right through the side of it and then back down and into it. It's so nice to have iron ore early in a fortress. Let me tell you. There we go. So now if some of that charcoal's been started, I can then start up smelting this ore. Small bits at a time, but we'll start it up, and then I'll make us a weaponsmith, and we're gonna start making weapons. Because we're gonna need defenses, I think. Oops. Got a glass bottle over here that I need to get rid of from my soda earlier. I don't normally drink soda, but when I feel sick, I pick up ginger ale. So today I needed a ginger ale. Man, oh man, volunteer work is good. Being out in the forest is good. Like, literally the best thing for depression is just being out in the forest. Like, I'm no expert, but literally the best thing for depression is just being outside. Like, I had a discussion with a friend of mine recently about how we were just kind of both simultaneously thinking out loud about how much current mental health issues with a lot of people is connected to lack of exposure to the outdoors. Okay, so we have not started making charcoal. I need somebody on wood burning. Probably almost exclusively, actually. I need somebody with no job. That isn't my chief medical dwarf. You're fishing, that's fine. You're both socializing. Furnace operator, you can have wood burning. Which is what we need you to do. So hopefully you'll socialize for a little bit and then go start wood burning. There you go. Sweet. You're gonna go make charcoal. Excellent. Let's just wait until 1 or 2 of those are done. We're also gonna put a small wood pile right here. Your dwarf can be one of the defenders? We'll see what your traits are. So, like, kind of my dream for this fortress would be to have this large tower in the middle, and then right next to it a small tower, and the small tower is just going to be filled with temples. So the large tower is nothing but... The large tower will be nothing but the... like the fortress itself. And then the small tower next to it will all just be temples. I mean, what a lot of people do when, you know, hard times set in, Petrolsky, is they lock themselves inside and isolate themselves, which is, in many ways, like one of the worst things you can do. Like, humans, as much as people like to joke against it, humans are social creatures. We're extremely social creatures. And, like, I know a lot of people like to kind of deny that for the sake of memes, but it's absolutely not true. It's like, I live in I have a very antisocial job, and I consider myself a relatively antisocial person, but at the same time, the only reason I can do this to the level that I do is because I have my fiance here. You know, I live with somebody else, right? So I'm able to kind of stave off the need to actually see other people, because I got kind of all I need right here. But some people need a lot more than that. We all need some social interaction, otherwise we just become awful. I mean, yeah, you can survive alone and you'll be fine, but your average person needs a lot more social interaction than I think we all realize. And things like computers have been removing basic social interactions that you know, keep us going. And replacing a lot of those basic social interactions with overwhelmingly negative interactions, which make us want less. Because the anonymity of the internet makes people free to just kind of be themselves, which is great in some cases and terrible in others. Anyway, I stream on Twitch. You should watch my streams. Please. Because I need to pay bills. And this is how I do it. But yeah, no, I love what I do, don't get me wrong, but... Turtle Bear's throwing a tantrum. Okay, so you MQ smelt. Hematite ore. Let's just go 20.
What are you doing on computer? Go outside, so beautiful!
Animal, do you remember Lady Mull? Not only are you in this fort, but you already had a kid. So you're running around planting seeds, carrying your child. You just showed up. And you were super depressed when you first got here. But... you've gotten better. Wonder if having a child has helped with that. Kitty Mall? Nah. Nah. Yes, that is indeed how dwarves have kids. They plant seeds. Perfect example. Let's also open this up a little bit right here. And we're gonna see what we can do. Anyway, how you doing today, Animal? Hope your afternoon's been good. Do I have a bunch of cloth? Because I saw them processing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I do. Let's make bag cloth 3. Let's just make 3 more bags. Get them down onto here to fill up those seeds. As I gather all of my bags are done. Kukra is throwing a tantrum. So I have like 3 dwarves that are just constantly throwing tantrums. None of them have thrown any really bad tantrums. There's been like not much bloodshed, luckily. Mostly just generic vandalism. But hopefully we can get past this, right, Kukra? Hopefully you will not kill any dwarves right now. Pretty sure you just chucked a seed at a chair. There he goes, back to work. Excellent. Hopefully he can be happy with his job. Alright, now the last thing that we need to do. I need to, well, maybe not the last thing, but the next thing. So I need a metalsmith's forge. Fortis. Oh, really? So you're building a simple version of, how do I explain this? Stardew Valley in Minecraft? Is that what you're doing? Sounds fun, I guess, actually. We're making more bins. Let's see how we're doing for gems. Oops. Let's unforbid those copper bolts. So we did have a very brief point where we were hunting. Sardonyx. I'm gonna cut a few more gems. Yeah, keep the kids away from petrol. Petrol is dangerous. Surprised Frog isn't battery powered. So we have iron, chat room. It's official. We have 24 iron bars, in fact. Peter, it's good to see you. I think you just missed investments. So I'm pretty sure they're still down. We'll probably be down for a little bit still. All right, so the real question is, what do we do? What do we do? I kind of just want to do short swords. Iron short swords. That or I could do this. Hold on. So I could actually, instead of... Okay, why did you stop making coal? Tisk. Who is making charcoal? Should be making charcoal. Make pig iron bars. Let's just go. $20? Yeah, we should be able to do that. Well, actually, let's go 10. So this will end up with... So pig, iron... 10. And then that should end with us having... And then after that, we should do UMQ... Steel... 10. So we'll end up with 10 steel bars. Then we can make steel short swords. I mean, no guarantees. I don't know. You know, actually, we're just gonna... We'll just re-queue up that job and say, okay, who's doing it here? So I want to say it was like one of my... I actually can't remember who was doing that job. It might have actually been my manager. But regardless, I need somebody over here doing that. All right, have a good lunch, Cold. You have a good lunch. All right, looks like we are making coal still. Our coal maker, Petrolski, has returned. Let's also try and get this area smoothed up eventually. Now you're nervous to invest, you're expecting a loss. That's not how it works, animal. You'll be fine. I'm assuming I have bones somewhere. Let's just chuck a refuse pile over somewhere. Maybe like up here. Actually, I kind of just want to chuck a refuse pile up here, up top. Let's do it right here, so it's still easily accessible. I wonder what those are that they're hauling out. Oh, it's literally mussel shells. We're going to have a billion mussel shells. I'm actually curious. Belug. Is shell crafting a separate job? Or does shell crafting count as bone crafting, chat? So I want to say it counts as bone crafting, yeah? So I want to say it counts as bone crafting, yeah? Right now you're making bone bolts, which is good. Get some more bolts made for our hunters. I've got a whole bunch of baby water buffaloes. Like, we're literally farming water buffaloes. How many baby water buffaloes do I have right now, actually? Because instead of getting a water buffalo and a camel, we got a male and female water buffaloes, so... The result is we have 3 baby water buffaloes. Just wandering around. You should be Petkolski. We'll just keep it Petrolski so it's less confusing. We'll just keep it less confusing. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. I've apparently made 1 steel bar, so we're gonna have to deal with some job cancelings, but that's fine. I just made 1 steel bar. Actually, don't know how many bars you need for a short sword. Steel, short sword, dwarf fortress. What's the recipe for this? I want to say it's 2. Oh, 1 metal bar. Okay. 1 metal bar to create a steel short sword. We'll make 1. Then we need to figure out who's going to be in command of my military. I know 2 dwarves that's not going to be in command of my military. I mean, he's actually just an implanted spy for Big Petrol. Let's just make 5 stone armor stands. But yeah, no, I would think that this should be making perfect sense. Enjoy your lurks, Cryo Shakespeare. And I hope that you're enjoying the stream for your first time here. Turtle Bear is, or was tantruming and then immediately finished tantruming. Making more bins. In fact, Honorable Sudoku is making beautiful bins. And Turtle Bear, the tantruming bastard, has given birth to a girl. Well, on the bright side, You can be blissful after becoming a parent and feeling adoration after giving birth. Oh, you dream of mastering a skill, not raising a family. Darn. That could have been really good. I'm gonna need new bedrooms soon as well. But Petrol will be named after him. You know, I like the way you think. I really like the way that you think, Petrolski. It's like, he isn't named after Petrol because Petrol hasn't been invented yet. But Petrol will be named after him because he is the greatest source of fuel the dwarves already know. Although I would like to think that, like, Dwarven Petrol in the future would just be named Magma. Because magma is their greatest source of power. So instead of like the gas stations, there's just magma. Magma fuel. Keep your engines burning hot. Whoopsies. And there we go. Get some more floors in. Get some more floors in. Magma, now lead-free. 10% hotter. I'm trying to figure out how to sound out your name. It's like Dave or Ione? Hi, hello. There's a panicking puppy. I think Kias are dive bombing us again. Nope. Probably the Ravens this time. Nope. They're over in the far corner of the map. I'm not sure what the heck they're doing. Something panicked, though. Turtle Bear was fighting. Ah, that would be why. Punched by Mason. Probably panicked the dogs. It's okay, though. On the topic of things that are now lead-free. Well, not actually lead-free, but on the topic of things that are made of metal. How are we doing here? We made that short sword yet? Nope. But I have made 1 steel bars, 2 pig iron bars. Working our way through the hematite ore. We're getting there. I'm sure. Trust, for me it's like, for my name it's one of a few things, right? I either get Blindrill, Blindy, Blind Earl, or Blindy. Or the actual correct one, which is Blind Arrow. But I've gotten like every other combination of those. Dave is fine. Alright. Dave Areno. Okay. I have baby turklets. Oh boy. Chat, we have achieved baby turkeys. That's a lot of them. Jesus. We're gonna be eating turkey dinner around this time next year, I think. We're gonna be eating turkey dinner. Blindy Rocket League. Yeah, that one was pretty short-lived, but it happened consistently for a minute there. Someone is mortally afraid. Uh-oh. I'm sure that's fantastic. Should build a tanner shop. Hey, Silver Tongue. What was it? Well, I didn't just meet Tarn. I met Zach and Tarn. Zach is very quiet. Tarn is very talkative. Zach even stated during the panel that, in quotes, "This massive crowd is kind of freaking me the fuck out," which was kind of funny. But it was interesting. It was fascinating. It was a whole lot of people just like walking up to them and saying they made the greatest game of all time and then saying they're terrified to play it and then walking away. A lot of other people coming up and then exchanging stories. So that was interesting. A lot of talking. Because of it, because of PAX, I was able to start a official, I guess. It is actually, or assist in starting a official Dwarf Fortress stream team, which, in the grand scheme of things, not that important, but kind of cool. Which is managed by KitFox, so the people that are publishing it on Steam. I actually put in the request to make the team because a Twitch partner has to do that, and they don't have a partnered account. What's all that announcement? Oh, it's just all the pig iron stuff. I could like fix that, but instead I'm just gonna do this. Shush. So that happened. Spoke with Tarn a lot about streaming Dwarf Fortress and just kind of content creation for Dwarf Fortress, because kind of I think his impression of it is he doesn't really watch a lot of stuff people make on the internet, like except for really big mega projects and stuff, which are like stress testing his game essentially. So he doesn't pay a whole lot of attention to a lot of broadcasts. Like, he knows that we exist and he knows that we help a lot because he knows that when a video goes viral or gets a whole lot of views, he gets a whole bunch of downloads and gets a big influx into his forums. So he knows how much we're helping, but he doesn't really have time to interact with us at all. So one thing that he did say is if there's anything he can do to make watching Dwarf Fortress easier, especially once he starts working on the Steam version after Villains is out, to send him feedback. Stuff like that. So they're very interested in supporting us, they just don't know how to do it. Same with KitFox. KitFox wants this game to do really well, especially like on sites like Twitch and YouTube, because that helps them. So yeah, no, it was very interesting. It's good to see you again, Silvertongue, by the way. We've been through a lot in Dwarf Fortress since you were last here. I think like 2 forts we've been through. We're in the middle of a civil war. We're at war with our home. We were in another fort that started a war with its own faction, and kind of by accident, but I know how it happened now that I've looked into it. Apparently stealing artifacts from your own fortresses is a bad idea, even if they're abandoned. So don't steal stuff from your own fortress. Just don't do that. Slaving at university. What are you studying? If you don't mind me asking. Well, it's Dwarf Fortress Civil War, please. Come on. Comp sci? Ah, gotcha. I might have asked you that before. Okay, so we're still working on the hematite ore. Getting close. I like game creators that try to support the content creators. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's a really... It's a weird relationship that content creators have with developers often. Quite simply. Like, weird relationship is the only way to put it. Because, like, we make money off of a thing they've made, but us doing well directly benefits them back. If this fort gets annoying like the last one, King, I'm probably just going to jump over to the other faction or just make a new world. It's one of the two things. I might do a vote in chat, see what you guys would prefer. Because some of the drama that's happened in this world has been fun, but like, this is all one dwarven faction over here. All of these dwarven fortresses, so all these little kind of round-shaped buildings are all little dwarven fortresses. Part of the other faction that we're at war with, as you can see. But this fort, and this fort are my faction. Oh shit! My capital got a lot bigger. They're up to 100. They were down to 30. Yeah, we're still at war with them. So go figure. Maybe if like a helix pops up or something, we'd have a chance, but... B-Log, how are you doing? Satisfied at work? That's good. That's good. I don't know what be extravagant means. Like, what does... How do you fix a dwarf from being uneasy after being unable to be extravagant for too long? I don't actually know. Cryo, how are we doing? Also very satisfied at work. Welcome back, Cryo. You're satisfied at work, if nothing else. We have a shit ton of baby turkeys. That's what all these teas are up here. They're all these little red teas. Baby turkeys. Turkey babs. Is that an actual answer? Because I don't think that you can get Cuban liquor in Fortress. Or should I be more specific with my question? Earrings? Okay, so just like random crafts then, gotcha. Good to know. Alright, because I like almost never make crafts. Okay, we're almost done smelting the ore. Once they're done smelting the ore, they'll probably start working on the bars. Ah, they must have made the sword. Alright, now we get to find a dwarf that is mentally sane. Ooh, your upper spine is bruised. She personally finds moderation and self-control very important and believes that peace is always preferable to war, finds the idea of fair dealing foolish, and cheats when she finds it profitable, and values hard work. Dreams of raising a family. You're not a good military dwarf at all, are you? There's Lady Mull. Holy crap, Lady Mull, you? Oh no, that's your baby. Lady Mull is no longer depressed. That is insane. Still a little down, but like getting better. Honorable, how we doing? Still doing okay. I really need to make those temples. Or I need to make like a temple. Good win, King. Alright, we're done smelting the ore. Which means they're probably gonna get straight on those bars. Which I'm excited about. Alright, so I'm just going to do this for right now. I'm going to make a zone right here. Make this a meeting zone. And I'm going to add location. It's going to be a temple. It's going to be to no specific deity, just so that we can get praying done. And it's going to be outside so that they'll at the very least get some light. Except I'm just going to go into locations, and I'm going to remove all visitors still. So at least now they have somewhere to go pray. I had a dwarf remembering being lustful. Yeah, what, habitual, yeah. Felt lustful with the loved one, I think is what it is the exact wording. It's like felt pleasure remembering being lustful with... Cool, nice short tantrum. I can deal with short tantrums. I actually have no idea. Silver tongue. To be honest with you, I never really looked into it. I've never actually looked into it. Yeah, no, I know. Oh, I know. But they're also married to good dwarves that aren't tantruming. Both of the dwarves that are tantruming in this fort right now are married to dwarves that are not tantruming, who are doing well. And I need every dwarf I can get. So, currently, taking the good with the bad here. Currently taking the good with the bad and seeing where we end up. So I kind of want to do bedrooms off of this old mine shaft. That seems like a very dwarfy thing to do, you know? Like we dug out some veins of gems and iron ore, and then after that we then dig bedrooms into the walls. What do you think? Because that seems pretty rad to me. You end up feeling worse? Yeah, no, I know. You are completely correct. I love, like, one of my favorite things to do in Dwarf Fortress is just, like, make the most out of an area that I've already kind of used up, if you will. Like, I see so many people, they'll, like, dig a mine shaft and then they'll just seal it off immediately. I really like digging the mine shaft and then doing something with it. Or trying to do something with it. Because I also see a lot of people saying stuff like, oh, I have a really hard time making, like, natural-looking forts. It's like, just make the most out of the mine shafts you get. Any kind of auto-mined area, or... an area that you've dug out that you're like, well, I've got this big open area that I could either seal off and just ignore forever, or... I can keep digging. And it is efficient as well, yeah. It is very efficient. And efficiency is key. It's also, like, more believable for what I think the dwarves would actually do. Versus, like... you know, what's mechanically logical? Because mechanically logical, it's makes a lot of sense to just dig boxes, right? Welcome back, Cold Ashes. I hope you got good Wendy's. You want this music? It's the Fez soundtrack. So, it's by a dude called Disasterpiece. He does some video game soundtracks, but also does a lot of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? He also does a lot of, like, movie and horror film soundtracks. No, we haven't had a single death yet, but granted, there hasn't been any majorly negative events. I don't know the answer to that question, I'll be completely frank with you. Madam, I actually do not know the answer to that question. Are we talking blocks or squares? Because a tile and a block are different things. You think it's 1 meter? All right. I mean, I'll roll with that if you think that, but I don't know, so I won't. I don't want to spread incorrect information. I'll be honest. Angry upon getting into an argument. Ooh, that's not good. Have they made that? Okay, so let's make steel short sword. Let's just make 4 more. And then five steel shields. Rip $3. Oh god, I don't miss those days. Doing the whole, oh, I'm gonna like walk somewhere to do my laundry. That is, I'm so happy I can just do laundry in my own apartment now. I don't envy that. Godspeed. It is weird, yeah. That's the best way to say. It's the best way to say it, Cryo. Anyone know how long it takes for turkeys to become full grown in Dwarf Fortress? Because we're gonna have 12 fully grown turkeys in a little bit here. Yeah, the wagon is like the biggest thing in Dwarf Fortress, even though it doesn't have the biggest density. Like, giant or blind cave ogres are something like huge. Like they're like a dwarf is like the size of a giant cave ogre's foot, supposedly. Like blind cave ogres are huge. We're all eating mussels, by the way. Ooh, giant. I feel like giant fireflies would be really cool. Might make it hard to sleep though. They might make it hard to sleep. Only a year for a turkey? That's still pretty long. But good to know. Oopsies, I meant to make those priority number 1, not priority number 7. So the ideal situation to be in is eventually all of these upper bedrooms will become places for people staying in the tavern to sleep. And all of the bedrooms down here will kind of become our dwarves' bedrooms. That's kind of the ideal, in my opinion. The ideal. And there we go. That's our first round of underground bedrooms smoothed up. Pretty much. We need doors and beds for them, but hey, at least they're there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bedrooms. So let's just do bed 9, door, rock 10. Sure. Let's just make 10 of each. Coffer 10, cab, rock, 10. It's so good, isn't it, though? It's so good. Between my voice and the music, you should be spacing out. This stream is, after all, in the visual ASMR directory. Well, tag. I have, not in years, though. I kind of fell out of a lot of that stuff when I got my first job, because all my friends just kind of stopped. My fiance still plays D&D, like, multiple days a week, but I work too much, quite frankly, to have enough of a social life to be able to, like, function enough to be able to do any kind of tabletop gaming. All right, let's see what you do. You're carrying your child and you're throwing a tantrum. Did you just chuck your baby? No, you didn't, but you did punch somebody. Who did you punch? You punched Listy Bert. Why must you do that? Now, if she threw her baby at somebody, that would have been funny, okay? Just putting that out there. If you threw your baby at somebody, that would have been a... Hats off. Yeah, I'm a human being that has a problem. And this is a problem, and it should be a diagnosed problem. And that's an ad for Shaw. Thanks, Shaw. But what it is I am a fucking maniac workaholic. So anything that I do, be that a hobby, something that I do for my own time, I make it into something that I can do as a job. I just become obsessed with things. So, for me, one of the reasons I kind of stay away from D&D is I'd probably ruin it for my fiance. Because I'd probably figure out some way of making it into a podcast or doing videos of it, and I essentially stay away from hobbies at this point, because all of my hobbies, the things that I like doing, are the things I do for a living. We made 10 pig iron bars. Where are we at for the steel bars? We've done 8 of 10. And then after that, they just need to... Oh, they made 1 steel shorts, or 2 more steel short swords. Good, good, good. All right, well, let's see. Who do we have? Oh shit, we actually have a legendary planter. Cold, you said that you wanted to, you're very flimsy and very quick to tire. Do you like the military? Personally thinks that working hard is an object idiocy and finds the pursuit of knowledge to be a waste of effort, and dreams of raising a family. Never acts without prolonged deliberation, even to his own detriment. You'd probably be terrible for the military, but I can put you in the military with somebody who's good, alternatively. How about Squiggly? 73 years old, okay. Do you have any kills? No. Darn. He personally is affronted by the whole notion of maintaining decorum and finds so-called dignified people disgusting. Believes the idea of war is utterly repellent. Darn. I need a dwarf that's okay with being a combat dwarf. How about Metsus? Incredibly quick to heal, very agile, quite durable, and rarely sick. She personally views competition as a critical driving force in the world and values artwork. The amount of practice that goes into mastering a skill is so impressive. You are still borderline snappy, so I don't really want somebody who could go tantruming to be really strong with a big weapon. Cryo, for what should be relatively logical reasons. Alright, so you, Metsus, make us a new squad with metal armor. And you're going to take position 1 in the squad. And you're going to become active. And you're going to probably go grab a shield and a sword. And I need somewhere for them to train. You do? Okay, well, good thing I'm smarter than you. I don't use auto labor, and I don't use dwarf therapist. I think that should like give you a pretty clear idea of where my opinions stand. Okay, what did you go equip? You have a steel short sword, that's it. Good to know. The speechless of speechlessness. This is speechlessness of stacks is almost a tongue twister. Almost. So he has a steel short sword and he's gonna go start training. Well, you also need to know what he said at the panel, right? What he said at the panel was he thinks that should be an option for beginners, right? I'm all for options, right? I'm all for dwarf therapist existing. I'm all for those types of options existing to help people get into the game, but I feel like it's something that you should graduate from pretty quickly. I'm assuming you watched the replay. I actually watched the replay too. I was on a bus during the panel. Stuck in traffic. Because Seattle. And that's what Seattle does. Okay, I can probably turn some job cancellations back on. And I need to go... Oh, no, I don't, actually. Or maybe I do. Let's just go hack down a couple extra trees. Which part? Silver Tongue? Did you not quite understand what he meant? Well, I mean, I spoke with him about it later, right? Quite a bit. And I kind of gave him my example of why I don't use any of those assists, and he completely agrees with me. Your traffic is more traffic? Yeah, speaking of which, I need to ask you for some advice on where to get a hotel when staying in LA. I don't know anything about LA, and we're going to be in LA for 5 days in November. Because I'm going on an actual vacation in November. So yeah, King, I might be DMing you at some point. What did I say to him? A lot of things. But essentially, I told him that I don't use those assists because, to me, if the game is too automated, then there isn't enough... Actually, no, I can't turn that off yet. I just don't want the job cancellations. But I also don't want to automate them to remove the job cancellations. Yeah, I'm going on an actual vacation. Me and Katie are going to LA for 5 days. We're going to go to Disneyland for 2 days, and we're going to go see a musical. Good God, I got a lot of turkeys. Will not ignore your DMs. Yeah, that's why I figured I'd tell you. Sometime in the next couple weeks. Maybe even after TwitchCon, I'll book the hotel. I don't know yet. What the hell's that? Oh, it's a mussel shell crown. Dude. Cold Ashes, thank you very much for subscribing. Enjoy those stupid skulls, and maybe a dwarf emote one day. Or 2 dwarf emotes. I'm thinking about, like, swapping out Space Race for something dwarf-related. But seriously, thank you very much for subscribing at tier 1. It means a whole lot. I owe you 5 push-ups or 5 sit-ups. Thanks for helping me pay bills. We'll talk about it in DMs. That's the problem, is because yeah, we'd want to be close to Anaheim, but that's not even remotely close to where the musical's happening. So, can I just say LA's too fucking big? Push-ups can do. And I'm sorry about that. So OBS doesn't like switching scenes after I've been playing Dwarf Fortress for a while because of all the keys that I hit, and it upsets OBS. It's funny. The stuff east of Universal. Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. All I know is that I'm shocked we were able to get the flights we did get, because we got them for super cheap, and we are flying like midday on a big airline on Remembrance Day, or Veterans Day. So, just thought that was interesting. It's like, alright. Apparently nobody in Canada flies on that day. There's a lot of random, like... I guess someone was throwing cups at people because there's, like, just mugs there. Just random forbidden items everywhere. Depends. We'll figure it out. That's why I'm just gonna like kind of ask you for some ideas / pointers. All right. Anyway, as this dwarf actually, by the way, King, we're still at war with you, but we actually have steel now. Isn't that fantastic? So we can turn things that attack us into a fine mist. So, fun fact, at TwitchCon San Diego, Twitch Prime members get a $10 voucher for the merch table. A $10 voucher, so it's a $10 discount from very expensive merch. $10 food and drink voucher. That might get you like a banana and some chips and a drink. And apparently more surprises. 2 bad coupons. Oh, dears. That's funny. That is extremely funny to me. I want to test out this bridge, but I'm just assuming that it works. I just don't want to accidentally squish a puppy in it or something. Also, you, down here. No, not that button. You. G. Labor. Work animals. No, not work occupations. A. Work animals. You're gonna get a stray war dog. There you go. I'm actually not sure which dog. Oh, I see there. They're all ready. The other one is already removed from this menu because, yeah, it should make sense. But yeah, no, in my experience with traveling, the best thing to do is find someone who's relatively local and ask for 5 seconds of advice. Because maps always make a place look way smaller. But then when you actually get there, it's like, oh my god. Also, we've got 4 of 5 steel shields done. So now we need to find somebody else who's like mentally stable-ish, who I can chuck into the military. So Cold Ashes wanted to be in the military, but I don't want you to be the military commander just because of your traits. So Cold Ashes, we will put you into the military. Welcome to the squad. Did I not put you in the military? Yeah, you're in the squad. You should go become... There you go. And you go to combat training. Excellent. Big traffic gets bad and little to no public transit that I'm familiar with. So, yeah. Although, question, is traffic ever not bad in LA? Because you say it gets bad, like, oh, that makes it sound like sometimes it's not bad. I thought it was always bad in LA. Let's throw beds into these new bedrooms that are not used yet. Then maybe move some of our dwarves down to these bedrooms. I'm actually surprised there isn't like TV shows about LA traffic yet. It would be the perfect city to have like a reality show just like about like traffic enforcement. Because we, on the History Channel up here, there's a TV show called Highway Through Hell. Pretty sure it's broadcasted quite widely, but it's literally just about like one of the local highways up here in British Columbia called the Coquihalla, which is a fucking nightmare of a road, especially in the winter. And it's just a reality show covering tow truck drivers. Good to know. Good to know, King. Dwarves suspended construction of a bed. That was fast. Squiggly has created a masterpiece cabinet. Well, would you look at that, Squiggly? Squiggly actually managed to get out of Haggard. That's impressive. Squiggly was a flashing red down arrow when he first got here. Has managed to get rid of that debuff, though. So that's fantastic. Good on you, Squiggly. Was the Metro decent in your experience, Animal? Because that's probably what we'll be using mostly. Like, then there's always the last possible option of Uber if we're desperate and stuck somewhere, but we're gonna try and keep things budget because we're on a budget. And then there's part of me that wants to do a big tip goal for vacation funding, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's my vacation. I should just be a grown-up and save for it like a normal person. Manager Listybird is hunting. It's funny that Listybird goes hunting. Gotta blow off steam somehow, I guess. So let's see how we're doing as far as our sword skills. There we go. You're a skilled miner, a talented mason, a competent brewer. Probably just dabbling at this point. Adequate crutch walker. That's funny. You're not still using a crutch, are you? Nope, just a short sword and a shield. Oh, really? Then yeah. Well, I mean, I can plan around that, King. Which is probably what we'll try and do. So public transit's like extremely valuable if you can end up in the right places. These are some busy dwarves. I've got no idlers. 20 dwarves? It's nice to actually have 20 dwarves that I have full control over. I can do a lot more with them than the previous fort where I could literally do nothing. The problem is right now we have no defenses whatsoever. And we're at a point where we can both get strange moods and invasions, so. And we're getting more water buffalo calves. All right, so out here, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be for my temples. If I can actually, like, make this fort work. Assuming I can make this fort work. This right here, on this level, is going to have a set of floors kind of going out this way. And I'm going to build above ground temples. They're not going to be huge, but they're going to be above ground temples. Although actually for right now we should probably just cancel all of this. We'll work on this later. And then just continue working on this guy up here. Yeah, no, here, transit's way cheaper than that. Here, animal. A lot of people in Vancouver actually like to complain about the public transit, although I think people just like having things to complain about. But I think it's kind of shocking how good the public transit here is in Vancouver compared to other places. And we're dead. The Were Capybara, Timothy Tukishmithin, has come. A large capybara twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh, and its eyes glow blue. Its charcoal hair is very curly. You will know why you fear the night. So, something I was going to do as soon as our steel bars were done being made, I was going to make some more iron, then make iron chains, and put them outside. And then put the dogs up there as like a distraction. But because I haven't done that yet, it's going to run right in. So, here's what we can do. I can hope they pull that lever. Please pull that lever. Please pull that lever. Please pull that lever. Somebody please pull that lever. Anybody please pull that lever. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down here. Actually, no. We're just going to go up here. I'm going to add a burrow. Okay, it's going to be called Burrow 1. It's going to literally just be the tavern. Get in the fucking tavern, dwarves. Right the hell now. Just do it. You know you wanna. Get in the tavern. It's fighting with the dogs. Please stay on the bridge. Okay, we're following the Were Capybara. Bless some RNG. It's fighting with the... Oh god, it's fighting with the dwarf. It's fighting with 3 dwarves? Oh god. It's fighting with the dwarf. Who are you fighting with? Kibs and britches. Hold on, let me just check something. Have you bit anything else? Attacks the war dog. Grabs the dog. Grabs the dog. Wait, hold on. Grabs the war dog by the left front leg. Oh, I thought it said grabs the war dog by the arm, and I was like, excuse me? Bites the war dog. War dog, war dog, war dog. Oh god. The Were Capybara by... War capybara. It's just war dog, war dog, war dog. Still in fight with the war dog. This is a lot of pages. Balls. Zon, the war dog, has been found dead. War capybara bites the miner. Ooh. Okay, so that's probably you. Which means you three are probably fine, yeah? Well, let's keep following the were capybara. Oh. I guess they pulled the lever. Well then. Well, that erased that. Goodbye, Kibs and Britches. And where capybara? Whoops. Kerbanog, what's up, dude? Well, I think it's time to make, let's make 4 slabs. It's time to make us a little graveyard, methinks. It's time to make us a little graveyard. Pulled the lever, open the door. Can I get some F's in chat for Kibs and Britches, please? That poor, poor dwarf. Yeah, although he died a hero, he'd already been bitten. So he was gonna need to be expelled or killed anyway. I wonder if he had any final words. Yeah, I don't see anything. Or any final words for that matter. Oh shit, I actually have a swords dwarf now. Oh god, what? Oh, hold on. How the fuck did your body get down here? Chat, I've got several questions. How does a body go from here down to here? I thought he got crushed. Well,
it's magic.
I must be. Buffet, I owe you 5 push-ups or 5 sit-ups. Which do you prefer? Thank you very much for keeping that sub alive for 11 months. And thanks for all the Fs, guys. Just passing by before work. Gotcha. You'll be back soon? Ah, I see. I see. Hopefully that's not a bad kind of quiet. I guess so? Question rolled. Push-ups can do. Let's just get some coffins going. I mean, regardless, it's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of funny. Kind of amusing. What, things getting atom smashed? Although, to be fair, it had nothing to get smashed against, so it probably got thrown like this way and then maybe bounced this way? I don't know. The where capybara's body's gone. Lumpy beef broth, what's up? Enjoy your lurks. All right, let's I got 4 push-up or 5 push-ups to do real quick. Alright, my turn. Let's unpause. Let's let dwarves exist. So how long have you been lurking, Biffit? That was a pretty good fight, though. And I'm also kind of happy that we still have Kibbs's body, because, you know, I'd like to be able to properly memorialize my dwarves. You like my shirt? It's a shirt for the Rift Breaker, which is a game, one of those games that I'm actually looking forward to. I think I can. I don't know if I was able to show off the name on the back, but because this awful camera. But yeah, no, I got this shirt at PAX, and the reason I got it was because I walked up to them and I said hi, and told them that I'd essentially played the first game that they made. So I was just like, hi, dude from XOR Studios, I played Zombie Driver when it came out on Steam. And he looked at me like, oh my god, really? Which was one of their first games. It's one of those weird things. It's like, it's quietly just a really good game. I played it ages ago, but it's a really old studio that were a bunch of source modders back in the day. Studio from Poland. And the game that they're working on right now is kind of really ambitious for such a small studio, and a really neat thing. So I played it at PAX East and then again at PAX West, so quite excited for it. Is your dwarf dead? Nope. Only one dwarf is dead. The only one dwarf is dead that is Kibbs and Britches. Your dwarf is still very much alive. Still very much alive and well, in fact. Also, even though you're still super lazy, I gave you a job. Your job is you get to take care of the dogs. So you train the war dogs. So you're still around. In fact, you're drinking right now. So. Yeah, I kind of figured it's like, it's a job, but like, kind of maybe not quite. But unfortunately, we did lose one of the war dogs in that recent fight with the were creature. In fact, I think it was our male war dog, the one I didn't want to lose. Okay, it's fine. I only have puppies now. I do have a male puppy though. These two. I'm actually going to put a little room down here. Okay. And it's not going to be a meeting area. It's going to be a pen and pasture. And I'm going to put the two puppies, the male and females, down here. Puppy. And puppy. Be able to catapult. Well, I mean, you can already catapult cats at your enemies. If that makes you feel any better. You could absolutely catapult cats at your enemies. I don't know if it would be particularly effective, but you could do it. Drinking beer is a real job. Yes, you're not wrong. We also are breeding water buffaloes and turkeys. So currently, these are all of our baby turkeys. So we're going to be eating lots of good turkey soon. I'm thinking I'll keep all the hens alive and eat all the gobblers. And we're eating tons of turkey eggs already. It's going to be good stuff. I'm telling you. It's gonna be good stuff. I'm very confused. I just got an email from a company about something that's happening at TwitchCon, and I'm extremely confused as to how. Hold on a second. Alright, I should not open my email while I'm streaming. One of these days, I'll actually not open my email while streaming instead of just saying, I should not open my email while streaming. Let's throw in a burial receptacle. 1, 2, and 3. We'll be doing these little tombs back here. Packs of feral cats would randomly show up and become manhunters. That's just a feature of RimWorld. That's not even a mod. That's just a thing that can happen in RimWorld. Holy crap. So Jehozel just posted this on my Discord. A towering three-eyed chickadee. It has a round shell and it appears to be emaciated. It has a its sandy trip feathers are patchy. Beware its poisonous gas. And look at that. List of scars and injuries. Holy shit. That might be the longest description I've ever seen. Also, Dwarf Fortress is saving right now. Also, apparently Fishy Poos, the metalsmith, has been found dead. What the fuck happened to you? Oh god, we're in the full moon. Did somebody get bit? Also, investments are open. Heads up, chat. We might be losing to were animals. Yep. I'm willing to bet we have were creatures. Yep, Lady Mal got bit. Ooh. Oh, God. Let's see if we can kill him. Come on, military. Oh, wait. Nah. No, you're not. Well, my military's jumping on him. Can we kill him? Nope. And then Lady Mal wakes up. Whiskey Wanker has assumed the position of expedition leader. Rip all the dwarves, dude. To the banner of walls. Yeah, that's, I think, rip fort. What's the body? Ooh, we're down to 8. Got 1 miner, 1 woodworker, 3 stone workers, 1 children. Who's still alive? Whiskey Wanker's still alive. Honorable Sudoku. Squiggly, Kukra, Mamaus, Lady Mal, the were creature. Turtle Bear. The real question is the daughter? Okay, so Turtle Bear's daughter's still alive. Lady Mal killed her own daughter. Well, I think it's time to retire this fortress to ruin. No, it was just Lady Mal. Just the one. As I looked through and I didn't see anyone else getting bitten. But apparently Lady Mal got bit. You deserve to die? Well, let's do this. Right? Animal. Or Lady Mal. You have volunteered to die. We'll just say that. You're gonna join the military squad. And you're gonna go be stationed right here. Let's see if you can do it. Because you're currently, I think, bleeding. Or you're crawling at the very least. You become a militia commander. Which means you're probably going to go get equipment. You've been set to station. And you're going to go stand in the middle of the bridge. We're going to put everybody else into the burrows. Are you getting a drink? I feel like you're probably getting a drink. Come on, you can move. You are a were-capybara. Oh, come on, go actually stand in the station where you're supposed to stand. Now you're hungry. You fighting with somebody? What are you doing? Oh shit, people are tantruming. Now you are fighting with people. Ah, Turtle Bear's tantruming. It appears that you are fighting with one of the dwarves. I'm not exactly sure why, though. I think someone's probably picking a fight with you. Not that I blame them. Alright. You are fighting with who? Oh, I see. I put the wrong dwarf into the squad. That's the problem. So Squiggly is fighting with Lady Mal. Hold on a second. Well, the elves have arrived. So that's good news. I think Lady Mal just killed Squiggly. I think that just happened. Yeah, you just killed Squiggly. Congratulations. You know, chat room, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a feeling that this faction is doomed. So we're down to 7 dwarves. Begins with 7, ends with 7. Whiskey Wanker is the only original dwarf left. Alrighty. So, Animal, we're going to expel you. So, my headcanon for what happens to this faction is Animal wanders off into the wilds. Never really to be seen or heard from again. And then the dwarves split off and go back to the capital to try and survive out the rest of this very long war. So chat, we're going to abandon this fortress to ruin. And it is up to you guys what we do now. Whether we build a new fortress in this world with the other faction, or generate a new world. I'm going to grab something. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Where Capybara, Civil War, all that stuff. This world has had its stories. I mean, my headcanon for what happens to... Yeah, I expelled you to the head of the back home so that you can go kill the faction itself and uproot the problem from the base.